All right, people, welcome
Ch-
back.
Hi. Jeez.
Hi there.
You're like people.
Okay, it's been a
Had a
week.
week.
I've had a week. I feel like America has had a week. We will
This
probably
is,
continue having a week for the next month.
I think election was like the longest Tuesday.
It's still Tuesday.
It is.
I mean, Tuesday was a few days ago, but it's still Tuesday. It's like how April was a solid like 3, 4 months long.
I swear. I swear. I, I swear for cheese grits. You hear me? I feel like it's still April.
It was. I'm pretty sure April lasted at least 3 months, and then it was like July, and then it
It's,
was like October.
it's like April 57th.
Yes, yes, it was rough. Oh crap, this is Life 401.
Advanced shenanigans.
Clearly, we're full of chicanery already.
Yes. That's Drea.
Oh yeah, I'm Drea. That's Michelle, who's trying to keep us on track.
Somewhat.
She's the
There's
only
no track.
one.
There's no track. We're off-roading it.
We're mudding at this point. Okay.
Mud? I don't want to mud.
Have you been mudding? Mudding's
No,
fun.
no, it seems really disgusting.
I mean, it's only disgusting. Okay.
Uh-huh. So it's quite
It's
disgusting.
not
Okay.
disgusting. It's messy. It's messy. That's a better word for it.
Nah, disgusting. I had it right.
We're four wheeling. How about that?
Do four-wheelers have doors? I need doors.
Mudding usually is with a truck and some doors or a Jeep and some doors. Four wheeling is usually not. That's why I was like, we're mudding. The only time
Clearly,
you
I grew up in the city.
clearly the only time you aren't are like are liable to get dirty if you're mudding for real is if you have your windows down or
Why
when the
would you have
truck
your
because
why
it's
would you
fun
have
to see the
windows
shit
down?
spray. Or if like a truck gets stuck and you got to get out the car and help push it out
I ain't
before
doing
it
that.
gets stuck. Well,
Not doing that.
you got to get home.
Yeah, I'm a city girl. We're Ubering. There's probably no Uber in the country. Like,
There's Uber in the country. It's just very expensive. It is be expensive.
you know what? You're probably right.
I
Not
was
too long.
just in the country like last weekend.
I don't. Yeah, you told me about that. The place with no lights in the bathroom.
No lights in the bathroom. I mean, it was run off a generator, so I can't really be upset. But we were in the middle of the forest.
Stay out of the fucking woods.
We were in the middle of the woods. I did not listen to Karen or Georgia from
My favorite
My
murder.
Favorite Murder. I didn't listen to him. I was in the dead middle of the woods. There was a point where their dog was like going off about something, and we couldn't see our surroundings. Like we couldn't see into the woods. It
So,
was pitch fucking black.
so it could have been a mass murderer.
Could have been a murderer. Could have been a bear. We don't know. We don't know. It
Man,
was a mess.
you know,
We made it out
we don't
alive.
have to live like that. You know,
You don't have to. They're choosing to.
are they okay?
I mean, sure.
Okay, okay.
I will
I'm
say back to
quite
the
alarmed.
highway though, when we finally got off the gravel road and got back onto like a road, we almost
Oof.
hit like 2 trees that were down in the road. It was so fucked up.
2 trees down?
Yeah.
How did
Cause
y'all
you
even?
know Zeta came through and Molly whopped that bitch.
Well, yeah, but how did y'all get through if it was 2 trees down?
I mean, we went around and hoped for the best.
Yeah, I'm staying in the city. I don't ever want to visit. This is too much.
I mean, there was no one there to be like, here guys, we'll help you. So we just drove around the trees, hopefully, and onto the other side of the highway a little bit, and onto the grass. We made it.
I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad we don't
We
have to go
carried
back. Like,
ourselves back to the hotel.
I'm so glad you made it back to some civilization.
Mm-mm. My sister wanted to punch me though, because I got the munchies real hard on the way back.
Why were? Yeah, I forgot. You told me it was an ambush.
It was an ambush. They ambushed me, guys. I wasn't planning to do that. I wasn't planning to be on that level. My
You were
family.
just. What's the name of that song? You were just too on. Is that who is
Oh,
that by?
oh my God. I don't know who that's by, but I
Is
do know the song.
Tinashe?
Mhm.
Is it Tinashe?
Possibly. I feel like it might have been. I think you're right. I think you're right.
I just thought like I've always thought that song was like a. I love to just be low key wasted.
Yeah, it's Tinashe.
I was right.
Good job.
I wasn't. I wasn't really a
I
fan.
wasn't wasted, but I was not
You
sober.
were. You were like, can we get much higher? You just up there.
I was up there. I was up there. It was bad. Um, but thank God I made it. I was with, my sister who is quite sober, and
Somebody had to be.
it was
You
like
gave her no choice.
honestly, I tried to stay sober, and I wasn't like gone, but I was on a level where I was like, I'm not driving. I don't feel that would be in the best interest of anyone in the car.
Oh, well, you had some insight, as we call it in my profession.
Absolutely. And then we got back to the hotel and I proceeded to eat like half a plate of food. Don't ask
That
me why.
that's so much for you.
That's a lot for me.
Yeah.
I ate so much. And I
Jeez.
went
Okay.
right to sleep.
Right to sleep.
Woke up 3 hours later and drove back to or drove back to Georgia.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, yeah. That was my week. And then prepared for the hellfire that has been elections. What about you? How have you been?
Um, I've been okay, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it seemed like today was long, but I
Yeah.
didn't do much. I was
Mm.
also 6 minutes late to work.
Oh no.
Yeah. I just couldn't reach the office, man.
Your office is your room.
Translation, my laptop was at the end of the bed and I just did not
Oh
have the will
my
to stop and get the laptop. I just a little
I
late.
was like, maybe it was on like a dresser. Maybe it was downstairs.
No, it required me to crunch up
And you just
and
didn't
get
feel
to
like
the end of
doing
the bed. I just I didn't have it.
it. You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna come for you. You
Thank you.
didn't sin for me. It's fine. But
I just but
I'm
I
judging you in my mind.
I got there before I was 10 minutes late and nobody noticed because no one ever notices what I do. Thank you, Black Angel Baby Jesus.
Oh, okay. We went with all of those acronyms or
Yes,
all of those descriptors.
yes, yes.
Okay, good,
He's
good,
chocolate
good.
too. Chocolate baby.
Dark skin,
Anyway,
angel baby.
yes, the babies be just so cute. You feel like, oh, look at you.
Mm, not in
Yeah.
my family, but
Well,
we.
my family's kind of like brown, reddish.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't get a lot of chocolatey babies for real. My first niece, she a chocolate baby, and she's so gorgeous. She'll be 18 in like 9 days. I know, but she's always been a gorgeous little chocolate skinned baby, even though she looked like her daddy. It worked out.
I'm just not here for nieces and nephews being adults or adult
I
adjacent.
mean, but they gotta grow up, man. She can't. She's the oldest one. She can't.
Our oldest just started driving, and I'm over here like, please stop. sit down. Nobody wants this for you. I mean, we want it for you if that's
You
your goal, but
we want you to be a baby child forever.
I would like you to be a baby child forever. I mean, the closest one is my best friend's kid was a nice chocolatey baby. But that's the only one we got out of the 10 in my life.
Hmm.
The rest were light brights.
Well, that's because your brothers decided to hurt your mama feelings.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, it's okay. But like, I don't know. We be having some just middle of the road colored babies. like
Brown
like
skin
me.
babies.
Like me. I'm just something else. I'm not
You know, it's brown.
I'm just brown. I think maybe I'm Sienna. We have to check what Crayola says.
You gotta check. I don't know what I am. Cause sometimes I'm nice and I'm a deep brown, and sometimes I'm burnt orange.
We just be having troubles, man.
it's, it's like I know I'm a brown woman, but like I remember there were points in college where like I used to get away with being like, I'm from Nepal. I'm from India.
Making up shit. No
Just
one has
making up shit.
ever
Straight up, when I used to straighten my hair, straight up, people used to call me Gupta. It was kind of fucking racist. Not even, but
kind
like
of
definitely racist. But they used to be like, "Come here, Gupta." It didn't help that
go.
I'm real bad about straight hair. I usually end up plopping it in like a weird bun on the top of my head, like the direct top of my head.
I can't. I have no words.
I hate straightened hair. I get annoyed by it all the time. That's why I
Um,
stopped straightening it.
I've found that the longer I'm natural, the more foreign it is to me. To
Mm,
to like to the point where even the last time I got a sew in, I didn't get straight hair.
yeah.
Like it just was strange. I didn't get straight hair. My mother does not understand that at all.
I mean,
But
my mom, I know you and I, Michelle, have definitely had the conversation of how my mom felt about my natural hair. She has since changed her tune, thank goodness.
good for you. My mother feels present tense.
Here's the thing. She's changed her tune because my natural hair is longer and it does things.
My
That being
mama don't
said,
care. My mama don't care.
that being said, when I first went natural, also we're 10 years in the game at this point. Like last time I had a perm, I was in my teens. Okay?
Me too.
We're in a very different place in our lives. So
They're like, we're here.
we're here.
We're
And
not
I
going
love you so
anywhere.
much, but there is nothing you can say that will make me be like, you know what? I'm a go back to the creamy crack. Like
I
you
just,
can't convince me to do it. Now I might convince myself out of pure anger.
yeah, that's. I threaten my hair. I'd be like, you want a perm? You just
Is that what
because
you
we
want?
can go there. But
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 yeah.
that's only when I'm like really frustrated with my hair, and I'm like, yeah, no, like all you want to do is fro, or you don't even want to fro. What is this wet curly thing you're doing? I just,
Oh no. I early on once I realized like unless I force my hair to do something, it's not gonna do it. Early on, I was like, no, bitch, we are always drying your hair in a very specific pattern. You can try to do something different, but bitch, we are making this the way you dry naturally, not so naturally.
we're
I would
we're
rather
talking
you
about
dry.
subjugating our hair. I'm
I'm sorry. I straight up subjugate the fuck out of my hair. My hair does not get a choice in how it gets to behave. Now, there are times it chooses to go against me. Like at this moment in this hairstyle currently, it is now fully rebelling
Mm.
and we will be coming out within the week. I understand. You're done. I'm done. It's fine. But but no, like early on in this natural hair game, we had to come to an understanding.
Yeah. Did you do a big chop?
Yes and no. So I did half of a big chop, but it ended up looking like I did a really big chop because I twisted it when I did it. So I went and got like 80% of the perm cut out and I got it twisted into two strand twists, but it ended up looking like a short girl haircut.
Yeah,
And
cause
then
shrinkage.
cause shrinkage. And then I went and saw my mother, and my mother cried. She cried.
Yeah, I
She didn't know what to do.
became. Yeah, like my mom didn't have a crying moment because I never did a big chop.
Mm,
Um, really, what happened was I was in college and I was just basically I was working out because the college I went to required that you do two PE classes. One
mm-hmm,
had to be like health based and
mm,
the other one had to be like actual physical activity. And
yeah.
so I missed the cutoff time or the cutoff enrollment for fitness walking.
Oh no.
So I did cycling. And I was like, it can't be that bad.
Oh no. One, I've seen your school's cycling facilities, and the
Yeah,
moment you walk in there, it's nothing but humidity.
they are serious about their shit.
Yes.
Like I was in the best shape of my life because I went Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I was also the tiredest I had ever been in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. It
And
takes a lot out of you.
yeah, and then I found out that I sweat in my head. So, like
Hmm.
I was I was at the point where I was washing my hair almost once a week because it would be so sweaty and stinky. And I just was like, I can't, there's no time for me to go and like get another relaxer. Because
Mm,
you can't have washed your hair before you do a relaxer.
nope, you can't.
My hair was basically
Needs to
always
get a little
fresh,
dirty.
or I had been scratching it because it was sweaty and itchy. And
Hmm.
I didn't go home, so my mom couldn't put a relaxer in. And so I just gradually grew my natural, like the relaxed off.
Yeah. I it, I started growing it out for a while and before I chopped it, but that chop was well overdue. It was and that grow out phase,
It was bad.
gross. It was bad. It was before I knew how to do braids. It was before I really knew how to do like two strand twists.
Oh yeah, you
It
were
was
struggling.
it was a struggle nation. It was always in somebody's ponytail slash gel that back poof. It was not good. But we made it through. We came to the other side of it.
We are on the
Mom
side.
mom cried and was like, you know, this is not the child I sent away to college. And I said, well, you sent me to a college to become a free thinking woman. And I freely thought my ass out of a perm. What more did you want? Like, it didn't help that at the school I went to, you had to take a aquatics class of some sort for the most part.
Oh,
Like
that's bad with the
you
hair.
had to either know how to swim already or take like a swimming class. Like there was a point where you had to do like a swim test.
Right, I've heard about this. It's
Yeah,
one of the many reasons why I didn't choose your school.
can't blame you. Um, Now I've been swimming all my life, but I chose to join because I knew how to swim, I chose to join like the aqua aerobics class.
What kind of old lady shit?
Because I'm because I'm old.
You are like who else was in there?
It was a full class. It was a hard class to get into. It was full. Let me tell you,
What the
full
hell?
of black women.
Yeah, the aunties and the grandmas.
All of us were in this class. Um,
And how many of them was like, this is the one class I take because I work here. You know, I graduated in 79.
no, it was all current students.
Uh-huh.
It was my PE credit,
Uh-huh.
and it was great. I very much enjoyed it.
It was all the
And
seasoned
part of why I
ladies.
took it was because the aqua aerobics instructor had a donk. Like, she had a donk.
So you took it because she had a big booty?
Oh, baby, did she.
My
Oh,
Lord.
baby, did she. I took 2 classes with her. I also took a tennis class with her. I ain't never played a day of tennis in my life. I
Oh
took a
my
tennis
God.
class with
You're such a dog. You're awful.
her. Biggest booty I ever seen in my life.
You objectified your teacher.
I objectified her so hard in my mind.
I mean, I'm glad you didn't take it that further step.
Yeah.
Because you go from
I also
objectifying
wasn't out at the time, so I was holding some shit in.
to my Lord. Okay.
Anywho, yeah. Sorry. Walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about her booty. It was big. It was big.
It was big. Oh my God. Okay,
And it
so
was
let's
like
not.
perky. It
Let's
was
let's let's let it go. Let's
I'm
not.
sorry. It's in the past. A shout out. If she ever hears this.
Someone is gonna listen to this and be like, I know that big booty girl.
I I'm sure anyone who went to that school is probably like, oh, I know exactly which instructor you're talking about. And you're right. She had it on.
My Lord.
Anywho, I feel like we've already checked in with what is it, the current events. What's this like?
Yeah. Yeah, the current events is that
I,
we're in some type of election nightmarish hell that Stephen King, Dean Koontz, and like
it's
Mary Shelley
Groundhog Day.
they could like they couldn't think this up. Like
No.
2020 has been that type of year.
Yeah. And somebody also said that. They were like, why does like 2020 has been a year of how the fuck is this happening? So why is anyone confused with the fact that the election is full of how the hell is this happening?
I'm not.
I'm not
Yes.
confused. It makes
Yeah, I mean it's some good stuff, but it's just I'm not. I'm ready for anything. At this point, I'm ready for Kanye to say his votes matter.
he wouldn't be wrong. Everyone's votes matter.
No, me like the people, like the votes that he got as a presidential candidate. Those matter, and he should be taken seriously.
I mean, at this point, it's too late, bro. You weren't even in the part of the national contest because you what acted like you didn't understand the rules, even though you've been talking about running for president for the last what 8 years. Sit down. Um,
Kanye don't care about us, man.
he don't. Much like George Bush didn't care about black people, neither does Kanye. Um,
Look at that.
look at
But
that.
anyway,
Anyway, but a lot of other things are going on in the world, I'm sure. I
of
can't
course,
wait to figure out all the things we missed because of these elections.
what
Coronavirus
did I
numbers
miss?
are spiking. Please continue to wear your masks,
Yes,
people. It ain't done just because it's an election. It is here. Those numbers are spiking out of control in all but like 3 states.
yeah, and this state that we're in is not one of them.
Oh, put a
It's
mask on, people.
I I
Wash
was watching the news
your hands.
Yes, wash your hands, put a mask on, stay away from me, don't breathe on me,
Mm-mm.
none of that. Um, I definitely like I was watching the news and there were like protesters out about the state of the ballot code
Yes,
ballot counting, and none of them had on any mask.
nope,
No, not one mask to be found.
absolutely.
Oh wait, I'm lying. One mask could be found. It was the anchor lady, like the one who was reporting on the
Just
story.
reporting is like,
She had on a
actually, I got a mask on. I don't know about them. What is it? There's one reel that I continually play for those who may not understand. But it's like, I don't care what old boy in the White House say. Stay 6 feet away from me.
Yes,
It's the realest shit I never wrote. It's a girl, beautiful black woman, singing, playing the piano, mixing up a song, and she's saying the truth. Okay?
she's telling people
I
the
don't
truth.
care what old boy in the House say. Stay 6 feet away from me.
Right.
But, you know, there's a lot of things going on in the world. I'm sure India's having problems as always.
I know, is it I have to look it up, but there is a protest happening, like it's a virtual protest with a hashtag in one of the African countries. I can't remember.
In SARS, it's still
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah, that's been going on. They said
In Nigeria, in SARS,
yes, Nigeria
it's
and
not done. They
yeah,
aren't gone.
no. So
India,
like there's that. So there are other things going on in the world, and we should be a global citizen and not just think about the pile of flaming dog poop we got going on right now.
absolutely. Also, we're not the only ones still experiencing coronavirus issues. Like France hit record numbers this week. Europe is seeing a spike all over. It's not great for any of them.
No,
Uh,
this is the next wave. Like it was
Italy is over here. I had to look it up. Apparently, the coach of one of the Italian football teams tested positive. That's not good. Football's huge
no,
over there.
they've been everywhere.
Mhm. Mhm. It's
I,
Belarus is apparently having some issues with their elections and some sanctions.
yeah, see, I
I'm
just
not up on it, but I know something's going on.
right.
I I accidentally found myself watching CNN News, but for India, it was like CNN News 18.
How did you?
I was just clicking on things. That's how I know. I was like, I know something's going on in India because I was watching their CNN News. And I was like, oh, I love that they put this lovely woman on here with such a strong Indian accent. Turns out that's why.
The algorithm has no idea what to do with you.
The algorithm thinks I speak Spanish. The algorithm knows I speak French. The algorithm does not think I'm an actual American. They, the algorithm thinks I'm a Trump supporter. They don't know. I keep confusing them. Just when they think they've got me, throw
That's
another
not,
curveball.
it just. I think okay. So if I'm not a conspiracy theorist, not for real. But if it's true how they say that we all have our own little agent that's monitoring us,
You
your
think
agent, your agent drinks so heavily.
my agent is so confused.
Your agent is like, I don't know what the
She's
hell.
patriotic, but she hates America. She's
She really backs the military, but she talks so badly about it.
yes. She's constantly watching things that make no sense all the time. Why is she watching with subtitles on? Those aren't even English subtitles. I ended up accidentally doing.
How did you?
Okay, so thought I was putting on closed captioning. I was watching The Boys. Thought I was putting on closed captioning, but apparently I put on closed captioning, but for deaf people, or no, for blind people. So it was telling me all of the actions as well. So it was like, she sits next to the boy, they swing, and then it's like the dialogue. It's like, a wind blows. And it's like,
What the hell? How do you even get there?
man, I just be pressing buttons, y'all.
But you know what? I'm really happy that that exists, though.
I'm very happy that exists. I think that's amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just, my agent doesn't know what to do with me constantly. Constantly.
My agent probably thinks I'm clinically depressed. My agent is
I don't
probably
think
like,
so.
she's like, this agent is like, subject spends so much time in bed. Subject isolates from her family. Subject went to bed without eating.
Again.
Again. Like probably like subject should really get a therapist.
Apparently Italy went back on lockdown this week.
God damn.
Like straight up, Italy, most of Italy is on lockdown at this moment. Who
It's
knew?
looking like 2021 is gonna be canceled.
Cancel it now.
It's just
We didn't want to go.
do it now before I get my hopes up. You know?
I mean, look, my hopes aren't up. I really just think that 2020 is going to last for a couple years. And I can't blame them at this moment.
Yeah.
I'm
That meme that's like, or it's like maybe a video. I can't remember. Maybe it was a video and then they made it into a meme. Anyway, maybe. It's the one where the angel's like, hey God, I queued up all the things to happen in 2020. And then God's
TikTok
like, you meant
2020s.
20s? It's like, no. It's like, you put all of that in the 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a clip of
There's a variation of that one where it's like and the angel Gabriel talking to like Lucifer. He's like, "You got all the things, Lucifer. You did all the things, and got them all ready for the 2020s, right?" And Lucifer's like, "Yeah, I got it. I got it." He's like, "Great. I'm glad you with the 2020s are ready." And then he goes, "Wait, 2020s? You mean 2020 like the year?" And the angel goes, "No, 2020s like the decade." And then Zeus comes in and is like, "You
Zeus.
idiot, you put on 2020 for 1 year. You did all of those things in 1 year." And then Angel Gabriel just comes back and is like, "God's gonna kill me."
It's just, I'm just, I'm dead. I'm
I'm
dead
dead.
now.
I'm dead. Should have delegated. I'm just saying. Anywho. But, to ignore everything going on, the world is on fire as always. It wouldn't be 2020 if the world wasn't on fire. But, it's also
Yeah.
fall.
Never mind. Yeah, yeah, it's fall. I have totally forgotten.
Yeah,
Like, who goes outside now?
no one. It's getting colder, guys. Hope you're bundling
Prove
up.
it. Is it? Prove it. It was 70 degrees yesterday.
I will prove it because I had to turn on the heat last night.
My fan was on last night.
Must be
So,
getting colder, okay? Because we have occasionally turned on the heat this week. All right.
mm-hmm.
We got cold. And, the leaves are turning. I know that because when I left my house briefly, there were leaves on my car.
Surprise, surprise.
It had to have come from the trees. Couldn't have come anywhere else. Um, but yeah, it's fall. And in honor of fall, because so many motherfuckers love it, I don't. I think fall is the worst. I would prefer spring or summer. Um, Fall isn't the absolute worst. Winter is, because winter sucks. But
Go home, winter.
go home, winter. Don't nobody need you. It's shortest days of the year. At me, people. It's the shortest days of the year. It's dark all the time. It's wet for no reason. There's nothing pretty unless you occasionally get snow. And let me go on my soapbox about snow. You hear
Here we
me?
go.
Because snow is real cute for the first 10 minutes, hour tops. And then it gets dirty because people drive in it. It unfreezes and then refreezes. It covers things and then you have to dig yourself up out of it. It's not pretty unless you're at home and you have nowhere to go until it melts for good. Not just melts one time, melts for fucking good. At me if you want to, people, but until you've lived in a place where you actively have to shovel snow, don't talk to me. Disgusting. Fuck winter.
I have nothing to say. Not only did I grow up in the city, I grew up in a warm one. So we get the closest we get is black ice.
Which is dangerous. Again, fuck winter.
Except for that one time we got that whole blizzard or some shit. And I
Yes.
happened to be out in it. But
And it was the devil.
must have been.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, here's hoping that the rest of fall and the rest of 2020 is better than the beginning.
I'm just saying, best part about winter is Saturnalia. That's it. And nobody even celebrates it anymore.
Yes, we got Christmas.
Saturnalia was so much better than Christmas. Again, at me if you had a problem.
Your agent is going fucking crazy right now. Wait a minute, is she a pagan or
Saturnalia
is she
is
like
so
what?
much better than Christmas.
Like we started out talking about Jesus and being an angel baby, and now it's pagan days.
I
Your
swear to God, my agent hates me. It's fine.
your agent goes home and very, very, very badly mistreats their liver.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Just actively killing brain cells. Um,
Like
but
I'm gonna
so we
snip this food.
figured since so many motherfuckers love fall
So many of you.
that we were going to do a lesson on autumnal traditions.
Yeah, like all that cliche shit that people do, and you're like, where did this come from? Like, why are we doing this?
Right. So, one of the first thing I think we're going to do is I stole something from BuzzFeed and it's
Credit to BuzzFeed.
credit
Don't sue
to
us.
BuzzFeed. The writer of this was Kayla Yandoli and it's
I
how
like it.
controversial are your autumn opinions?
Really?
Yes, because frankly, I know I have controversial autumn opinions. We're gonna do this little quiz to see how horrible we are compared to the rest of the world, shall we? Or the rest of the people who took this quiz.
Yeah. Okay. Do it.
All right. So the first question is, how do you feel about pumpkin spice lattes?
That shit trash.
It's trash. It's so gross. I have tried them. There was a point in my life where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a pumpkin spice latte." One, if I'm gonna get a seasonal drink, it's gonna be the Christmas seasonal drinks. They're so much better. Two, pumpkin sucks as a flavor. I said it.
And I mean, but really, what's going on with pumpkin spice lattes? That's not like they're all the seasonings you get in the fall. So it's like allspice and nutmeg and
Nutmeg.
cinnamon,
Yes.
and then some artificial like pumpkin taste,
No. I've
which is never like the actual thing usually.
no. Apparently 49% of the people who took this quiz agree with us that it is gross.
Okay.
51% think it's delicious. Cute for them. How about chunky sweaters? Okay. I love a good chunky sweater. I did
I do
not start
too.
loving chunky sweaters until like 3 years ago.
Oh no, I've always wanted to hide my body. I love a good sweater and some leggings and some boots.
Yes.
Or
Perfect outfit.
before, yeah, or but before I got like fashion sense, like when I was still in college and shit, a big hoodie, some leggings,
Yes.
and boots.
Yeah. Now I was down with the big hoodie cause. Gigantic hoodies that dwarf your body. Yes, a cozy sweater is just adulting or the adult version of a big hoodie. That's where we're at. Apparently 80% of 87% of people are like, fuck yeah, for the cozy sweater. Um Tell us the truth about Hocus Pocus. It's your fave movie ever? I don't see the appeal. Okay, this is a real dichotomous.
Yeah, because it's not my favorite movie ever,
No. I think I've
but
only
I can
watched it through like
also
three
see
times.
the appeal. Yeah, my favorite holiday movie that I'm playing until New Year's is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't see the appeal of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
You know what? Do you want to have a partner the right ways? Because we will.
Okay, look. Okay, here's the thing about The Nightmare Before Christmas. I really don't. I see why people. No, I don't. I I've watched it.
I like the so I've started to like The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like as I get older, I like it for different reasons.
Hmm.
Right? So when I was a kid, I liked it because apparently I was always a dark little kid, and I liked the songs, and I liked the thought of there being places where these Halloween or like Christmas characters live. Like I thought that
Hmm.
was cool. But now that I'm older, for me it's a study in like character development.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
we got this man who skeleton, this male skeleton who like he's like really struggling with accepting who he is,
That's real.
right? And then so he learns the lesson that you learn once you become like an actualized adult, that you can't be someone else better than they can be them. Like they
Yes.
no one can be you better than you can be you.
Yes.
So
That's real. I like that. Okay. I'll
yeah,
give it credit. I'm probably never going to watch it, but
yeah.
again, but I give it its credit. But
And
we
like,
got way off base. It's about Hocus Pocus.
oh
I
yeah,
can't
we
say
did
that
get
it's my fave movie ever just because I can't say I hate it. If Hocus Pocus is on,
I'm gonna watch it
I'm
at
gonna
least
watch it.
once. Like, so I watched it on Halloween. Also, I watched it in two parts. I watched the first part and then I got distracted, and then I came back and they were playing the second part after playing the movie the second go round.
There we go.
But I mean,
I
it's
mean, look, we got my brother to watch Hocus Pocus the whole way through. The one that is never on our side, not never on our side, but the one
don't
that
say
it's
that.
very rare that he will do family things or like the things we like. Apparently 52% of the people don't see the appeal.
I guess you know what? I guess because that was very like either you 100% or no. Like
Yeah.
I would have needed a one in the middle. Like I'll watch it if it's on.
I would have liked a Likert scale for that.
Yeah, we're nerds.
We're nerds. Do you eat pumpkin pie?
Hell no.
I don't. No.
Hell no.
Nope.
I
Apparently
don't.
42% of people are like, yeah, we don't like it either.
Yeah, like I don't eat it. Um, and please don't tell like the Black Federation, but I'm not a big fan of sweet potato pie either.
I don't like gourds and vegetables being passed off as
Fruit.
fruit or as something sweet. I don't like it. I don't like to mix my sweet with my savories. I don't
Uh,
enjoy people lying to me and saying it's pie. It's not a pie. It's a souffle or a casserole at most because
right,
it has vegetables in it.
right.
I said it.
I agree.
Thank
Um,
you.
but I like the sweet and savory or sweet and salty together most of the time.
Gross.
But my baby sister is the one who makes the sweet potato pies in this house, right? In my family.
Mm,
And she got the recipe from our stepdad, which means it's just here are the ingredients. Figure it out.
figure it out. You work through what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
But because I am a good big sister and because don't nobody want to have to fight my sister about not eating her pie, I always eat one slice. Except this last Thanksgiving 2019, something happened and I ate more pie than usual.
It's,
Like I ate like 4
you were hot.
slices. It was
You were hot. It's okay, Michelle. You can admit it. Anyway, okay. So the next question is, where do you stand on fall foliage? Do you think it's beautiful or it's nothing special? Okay, I
in
think
the middle with it.
fall foliage is gorgeous. What I hate is the action that fall foliage then has to do, which is fall off them damn trees. Because somebody's
Yeah,
got to pick it up.
yeah. No one's gonna pick it up.
No one's going to pick it up. But I will say it's beautiful. And 97% of people agree with us. But I mean, I used to live in North Carolina and we had a large yard. And the worst part about living in North Carolina was the fact that, like, come fall, you knew you were spending so much time raking.
City girl here didn't do a lot of that.
Hated it. Hated it. Um, where do you rock flannel shirts?
Please don't lie, Drea, because you have a flannel shirt dress.
I love flannel. And let me tell you why. I have two flannel shirt dresses and a real lumberjack style flannel. They are the most comfortable things I own. I love wearing them. The flannel shirt is a jacket. I swear to you. It's so warm. Now I understand why lumberjacks wear flannel. It's a warm material. And the pattern is cute. You can wear it with leggings. You can wear it with jeans. You can put a dress under it and make it real cute.
I don't
You can
think you.
tie it around your waist. I'm here for
Yeah,
the flannel.
I can tell. I can tell. I haven't really worn flannel since I dated my ex-girlfriend, and her favorite shirt was a purple flannel shirt, and I
Mm,
used to sometimes put it on.
look at here. We got to get you a flannel. Flannel's wonderful. I wear flannel all year round. It
I
doesn't
know
need
you
to be
do.
fall. It does not need to be fall. I love a flannel. Sorry. 65% or 61% of people are like, heck yeah, to flannel. Because that's what I went with. Da, da, da. Okay. And then there's two more. One of which is, what are your feelings about candy corn? Do you love it or thank you next?
It's not the worst candy I've ever eaten.
I love candy corn. Okay. It's marshmallows. If you like a marshmallow, you like candy corn. You just don't want to admit it. I love candy corn.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact about candy corn.
Hmm.
Did you know that when it first came out, it was called like chicken feed? That's the
It
name of,
was called chicken feed.
and it
It looks
reminds
like chicken
me.
feed
It does.
because usually chicken feed is like dried corn and grains and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, candy corn is delicious. Last one is, do you enjoy celebrating Halloween? I'm gonna be honest, guys. Halloween is not my favorite. I don't like spooky, scary things. I don't like suspense. So when people start playing like spooky, scary movies and music and telling your ghost stories, you can leave me out all that. I'm okay with dressing up, but I can also find several other reasons to dress up anytime in the year. It does not necessarily need to be Halloween. Um, never, or I liked to trick or treat, but it was always an issue. There was like 3 years where I went as Dorothy because my parents bought me a really expensive Dorothy costume, and I couldn't blame them. I very much thanked them for it. I don't know how they afforded it. Now that I look back on when they bought it for me, they shouldn't have. But
It was fiscally irresponsible.
it was, I I had a fit about it. So at our school, we would do like a fall festival, and that year it was my class's year to sign up, and we decided to do a version of Wizard of Oz, and I got picked to be one of the Dorothys because I was a theater kid who liked to audition and act. And my parents were like, "We are not buying your Dorothy costume just so you can be a part of this school thing." And so they had come up with a costume that was Dorothy-esque. It was really Dorothy, but like a Disney bounded version of Dorothy. And I threw a fit about it. And my parents surprised me with a real costume, like on the day of the event, after I had finally like agreed to get over my shit and just go with whatever they gave me. And then I wore that costume for the next 3 years. It was Dorothy forever.
Well, let me tell you. So for me, I like Halloween. I do. I don't like the scary, creepy stuff, but I enjoy seeing what people dream up to wear.
Okay.
Right? I enjoy that, and I like a good costume just because I spent like most of my childhood. I danced.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell by the body, but I danced, and I had my aunt would like go in, and she would make all these costumes, and so like
Oh, that's cool.
so I'm used to like, and that's one reason why whenever I graduate at the studio,
Mm,
my costumes are like because I'm used to now it's a performance, so your costume got to be right.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know, like I don't know if it's my favorite. I'm not a big holiday person, like where you
Mm,
have to do things. So maybe Halloween is like it's the top of like the worst. You know what I mean?
yeah. I I will say I used to be like a Christmas elf. I used to be all
Really?
about Christmas. All about Christmas. So Halloween was always like the thing you have to get past to get to Christmas for it to be like socially acceptable for you to start celebrating Christmas. And so it was always a thing that I was just trying to get past, especially once I became an adult. I was like, let's move past fucking Christmas, or let's move past Halloween so I can get to Christmas. Now that I'm fully an adult and I'm the one buying all the gifts for, and there's 15,000 people I'm buying gifts for, I'm, can we go back to Saturnalia?
You're silly. You're silly. I mean, I
Apparently,
guess I got
81% of people are like, I really like Halloween.
it.
Great for them. But okay, so we clearly don't necessarily share all of the values of some of these fall favorites, fall traditions, right? Um, and that's okay. Some of
Yeah.
these are like, I always have to remind people that like fall is centered around the autumn equinox.
Yep.
And so, people all over the world have a lot of different traditions. I know for a fact people look at Americans and go, what the fuck is up with you guys and pumpkins and leaves and apple picking? I mean, we tried apple picking for the first time this year.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
Yeah. I watched a lady. First of all, I learned that apples are dirty as shit.
They're so dirty.
So
Most food
dirty.
on a farm is so dirty. You don't want to pick it off the ground and eat it.
No, but I watched a lady do that. I watched her eat an apple.
The
And
same way with her.
I also learned that all apples are basically matte. They're not glossy.
Yeah.
So
That shiny red apple that you guys think about, that isn't
wax,
real.
this wax
It's
is
a
like
lie.
paraffin. Yeah. They lied to you. You should get out and like I'm not one of those health nuts or anything, but like sometimes I think it's good to see where your food comes from and like what it looks like for real.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of going to pick my own food. I've done it before. I've done like strawberry picking, blueberry picking.
No, I
Now
don't
we've
think
done
you have to
apple
go pick
picking.
it. I
I
think you should just go look.
You can go look. Now I will tell you, when I did go strawberry picking, those were the freshest, most flavorful strawberries I've ever had in my life. So I may go back and do that again one day. But
I mean, I might do that.
apples, but apples have become kind of synonymous with fall. It's like, oh, it's
Right.
apple season.
Yeah. It's apple season, and like it's synonymous with fall for a myriad of reasons. But
Hmm.
like not that I'm segueing us or whatever, but like I decided to research apple bobbing, or like bobbing for apples, because it's so fall. Like,
Yeah, I know. I tend to. Michelle learned that I make a mean apple cider.
I'm ready to have some at any time that you want to give me some. So
I
yeah.
I I like to make apple cider and I do it with fresh apples, but I know that it's fall. Like that's my fall treat. It's like, ooh, I get some soup and I get apple cider. And
Yeah, my thing is soup. And chili. I love a good soup. I love a good chili.
there you go. But tell me about apple bobbing.
So first of all, it's one of those things that we kind of took from well, the United States took from their forefathers, because that's a whole different story.
Whole
But
new thing.
right, it was a British ritual. It's a courting ritual.
Ooh.
Right. So, but it's actually a little older than that, but like the way that we do it with the
Mm-hmm.
water and all of that stuff comes from like British, like old times, like before the 1800s.
The years of aught.
Yeah, so like way back when.
Right.
Um so like each apple was like had an eligible bachelor's name written on it. Right. And then so like the single girls would try and grab the apple of the man she wanted to be with. So like,
Oh, I love this version.
right. And so it was like three different three different things. Like you got on the first try, it meant that you guys would have happily ever after, and I guess y'all would get together and he would have all the mistresses he wanted, and you'd probably
Mm.
die of childbirth. Sorry, this got dark. Um
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
I
So that's
believe in
like
you.
that's the first try. If you get the apple on the second attempt,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it means that you'll get with the guy, but it won't last. Or maybe y'all gonna hook up and then he won't marry you, even though he took your innocence. This is like way back
It's a
when,
cheat.
yeah. And so now your honor like is besmirched because
Mm.
whatever. Um, it's okay. Tomorrow isn't promised gonna be a whole today. Um, and then if you can't get it after 3 tries, like girl, leave it out. Fate said that ain't the one for you.
Said no.
Right. And so it kind of waned in the 1800s, but then it came back at the end of the century because like Americans were feeling all nostalgic for their cultural roots. America is really, I guess there are worse things to be nostalgic about. So I'll take bobbing for apples,
Right.
like sharecropping. Let's not be nostalgic for that.
Right. I mean, sharecropping. I will say apples aren't the only fruit associated with this time of year.
Yeah, true.
Pomegranates are also associated with this time of year. It comes from Greek tradition that you eat pomegranates, which is
It's in
in many languages, pomegranates equates to like an autumn apple or a different type of apple.
right, but it's a weird apple. Like it's got a
It's
lot going on.
it's an apple that's got too many things. So
It's like a genetically modified, nope, genetic like defect apple. Like
yeah, not modified. It's
no, because I feel like I would like for the day that pomegranates become modified, where I can just like it's a seedless pomegranate because I like the taste, but it's just too much fucking
It's
work.
so much work. So so it's associated, one, it's because pomegranates tend to ripen best in autumn, in the fall. Um, and pomegranates, they always celebrated them at this time of year, especially in September and October, because it was the fruit that was most associated with Persephone, the goddess of spring, but also daughter of Zeus, daughter of Demeter, and wife of Hades. Hades married his niece.
I mean, look,
Um,
it's they don't have a lot of choice.
no, no, they don't.
If they're gonna be elitist and only marry like
It's gonna be
other
some
divine
incest.
people, they don't have a lot of choice.
Got to be some incest going
And
on.
you know what? Leave Hades alone because at least he went out here like his brothers,
Well, Hades
raping
was
and pillaging
infertile.
and just being man whores.
He was infertile. He couldn't.
But he wasn't out there doing none of that.
I mean, he wasn't. He was stuck in the fucking underworld world, taking care of us stupid mortals. But
Oh
so
man, your poor
anyway,
agent.
anyway, pomegranates also were one of the only fruits that would grow in the underworld, apparently. And so Persephone would eat them whenever she was there. So it became associated. There were several like festivals that would go on in Greek culture to honor Persephone, and usually pomegranates were enjoyed with them. So some extra history there for the pomegranate.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. So, part of the myth of Hades and Persephone. I really love that name, by the way.
I love that
Um,
name.
yeah. Part of the
Bringer
the
of death.
what?
That's what it stands for, doesn't it? I feel like it does. What does Persephone stand for? I want to say it's bringer of death or something like that.
I don't know if that's true. Find out. Tell me.
I'm looking. I'm
Okay,
looking.
keep looking. Play some elevator music. That's Jeopardy. That's Jeopardy. That's better.
Because she was born Core. She was born a different name. And she changed her name. What does it mean?
She was born like I don't know why her name gets changed, but yeah, it does.
Because she becomes queen of the underworld. It's brink of death. So Core means maiden.
Okay, because that's what her mama wanted her to be.
Yes. She's supposed to be fucking maiden.
Seems like a boring existence, but carry on, sis.
Okay. What does Persephone mean? I feel like it means bringer of death.
I don't know. Let me see if I can help.
Help me. Help me. Bringer of destruction.
Yes.
Bringer of destruction. That is what Persephone means. I was close.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense because, the myth is about when she goes away, like when she goes to the underworld, winter, destruction, like fall and winter, like when she comes back, it's
She
spring.
comes back at spring and she makes all the things grow.
Right. So she is
she
the bringer of
leaves and she
destruction
ruins
and
things.
also, yeah, in some ways. But back to like the pomegranate part, there are some cultures somewhere, y'all can fact check me, Google me, whatever, where the pomegranates are like carnal knowledge. Like there's some thoughts that the the apple of knowledge or the fruit of knowledge was a pomegranate, not an apple
Not
or
an
whatever.
apple, which is correct.
Right.
In the Bible days where Eve ate the apple, it was really most likely a pomegranate. Absolutely. So fall represents the
Right.
fall of the destruction of humanity, maybe.
Maybe. And like, part of her story is that her mom tries to get her back, but by then it's too late because she's eaten the pomegranate seeds from
Yes.
the underworld. And
Hmm.
I wonder if it's like Eve. Like, no, she had sex.
She had gotten it on. She
And
got
so
it
she couldn't
on. So she
she
couldn't come
couldn't
back
go.
and be a fair maiden.
Yeah, she no, ain't no maiden. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. I never thought about it
No. But there
that
are
way.
tons of things that happen. We talked a little bit about Halloween. Of course, dead, the Day of the Dead happens in fall
Yeah,
and honor our ancestors. We talked about the Greek festivals that happen with Persephone and the harvest festivals because, you have to harvest. A lot of First Nation or Native American um, people tend to celebrate a lot of harvest celebrations in fall, preparing for winter, you know, huddling down. It's huge for First Nation. Apparently, there's a big harvest festival or celebration that happens among the First Nation people in Sedona, Arizona.
really.
Yeah, to celebrate the autumnal equinox.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I also, because I am an overachiever,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an overachiever. I also was looking into thinking about Halloween, like jack-o'-lantern, like pumpkin carving.
Well, let's talk about some gourds.
Yeah, you like that word, don't you?
I enjoy a gourd. My favorite gourd is a squash. I
Okay.
enjoy a good squash. Summer squash, regular squash, yellow squash, zucchini squash. I enjoy.
I
I
I, I,
enjoy a good gourd.
I see.
Hmm.
So like so actually this is another case of like Americans, like the American people, how we assimilate so well and then we don't know things about like the origins of the things that we do.
Yeah.
Pumpkin carving is actually Irish.
Really?
Right. And it started out as carving turnips, not pumpkins.
Okay.
But turnips are smaller
Yeah, they're
and
tiny.
harder to carve than pumpkins. So we switched it. Um, and so research, like at least as far back as the 1500s,
Mm.
Irish people had a story about this man. He was a blacksmith in some stories. Um, he was like a ne'er do well in some stories, but pretty much in all of them, he was called Stingy Jack because he was cheap as a motherfucker,
Well, sounds about
right?
right.
Um, and there are different things. So, like, one of them is like he gets in trouble with like the townspeople or something, and he makes a deal with the devil to
Hmm.
save him,
Okay.
right? And or to never, either to save him sometimes or to never take his soul. But like, so because you know how these stories go.
Right.
So in one of them, one I'm thinking about, he he was being chased by the townspeople or something, and he called on the devil to like save him,
Hmm.
but he was like, well, if you trick them, and the devil loves like to play tricks on people or whatever. If you
Right.
trick them, you jump in my pocket, you trick them. Except when the devil got small enough to jump into Jack's pocket, there was like an iron cross in there or something, and so it stripped the devil of his powers. Like this is some good shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so in
And
order, and
Jack's a little sneaky himself.
yeah, Jack's sneaky. So he made a deal with the devil, like I'll let you out if you promise to never take my soul, right?
Mm.
Except,
The devil is a lot trickier than you think he is.
well, you know what? Actually, it wasn't the devil this time. It was God. So check
Oh,
this out. when Jack died, God wouldn't let him into heaven because he said, "Oh no." He so he God heaven didn't want him, and he
Mm-hmm.
made a deal with hell so he could never go there. So he was stuck walking the earth for all eternity.
Purgatory.
Right, and so, like, he called out so in some stories, he called out to God to, like, the devil, like, "Take me," and the devil's like, "Mm-mm, we made a deal." And
Right.
so then Jack is like, "Well, how am I supposed to be wandering the earth and I can't see?" And so jokingly, the devil gave him a lump of coal that was burning, and he
Mm.
would carry it in a turnip he carved out.
Got it.
Right, and so Jack-o'-lantern comes from him being known for Henson Evermore as Jack of the Lantern or Jack-o'-lantern.
Wow.
Right,
See, things I didn't know.
right, and so, like, Irish immigrants brought it to the US and the turnip carving, but pumpkins are way more plentiful in the US
And
apparently than
easier to
turnip.
grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, have I ever eaten a turnip? Not that I
I've
know of.
eaten turnips, but they're not great.
Yeah, like, I'm from the South, we do turnip greens. I don't know what happens to the actual turnip.
Yeah.
Maybe we send that to the north. Um, anyway, so like we started carving pumpkins, and then like the U.S. machine of assimilation, we just kind of folded that into the holidays we wanted, and I
It
had never
became a
known that that was
Halloween
Irish.
tradition.
Right? It was an Irish. It came from an Irish story.
So we one steal a lot of things, but there's a Halloween itself isn't an American holiday either. It technically originates in Scotland
Mm,
as Hallows Eve, or All Saints Day, as it used to be
right?
called. And so we've just been assimilating things for quite some time. Um,
Yeah.
Again,
Shit.
All Hallows Eve used to be, you did wear masks and you did wear costumes. Um, and it was meant to trick the souls who were around seeking vengeance. So you wore a mask or a costume so that people, or the souls that were there for All Saints Day, right, or All Hallows Eve, couldn't find you and exact their vengeance on you,
Oh.
right? So that's kind of where Halloween started. Because of course I'm a nerd and I did research too, but I focused on autumnal holidays and celebrations.
I see.
Um, And they actually took the turnip tradition from Ireland as well. So traditionally, neeps are the people who are hiding, right? They would carve turnips, right? And put a candle inside and carry them as a lantern instead of pumpkins like we do here. Mainly because they were a lot easier for children to carry as lanterns
Oh, because they're tiny.
because they're tiny.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and pumpkins could be heavy as shit.
Exactly. And they said that they got them from the Irish who had this tradition already that had dated all the way back to the 1500s. But yeah, I'm right
Cool.
there with you.
I
Yeah.
see. Look at you.
So we stole from Scotland and got Halloween. But of course, that's not the only fall holiday that happens. We are all getting ready for Thanksgiving, which happens the end of this month. I cannot
Hmm.
wait to eat all the food. I am not excited to cook all the food. There's Day of the Dead, which originated in Mexico. Um, but then there's also um, a a festival of the yams that happens in Ghana.
Yams. Gam.
Yams,
I was gonna say. I
yams,
thought you said gams. I'm saying, what's a gam, girl?
not gams. Gams are booties. Look at my
Oh,
gams. But yams are a food. It's called the hamawo. And apparently, it's an African festival dedicated to hopefulness that crops will be plentiful in the coming year. So it's like a harvest related festival, much like the First Nation has festivals that happen that are harvest related. And
cool.
really dancing and singing, and they typically wear animal masks um, to acknowledge the end of the rainy season.
I like
Mm,
it. I like it.
And then, of course, one of my other favorite holidays that I wish we celebrated here because it's a cool holiday. But whatever, it's Diwali.
You know, on my undergrad campus, we did celebrate it.
My undergrad campus also celebrated Diwali, and it's awesome. I'm glad yours did too.
And
Um,
we were cosmopolitan like that.
yes. Uh, for those who don't know, Diwali is a festival that originated in India, and it's celebrated by Hindus as well as Sikhs and Jains, and I always say Jains wrong. Jains, Jains.
I can't get it
Never
right
know
every.
how to say it. And then, of course, Buddhists also celebrate it. It's a 5 day long festival where you light oil lamps and candles in your house, and there's usually really colorful fireworks that happen. Um, and you do these beautiful sand and flower designs where you create patterns out of sand and flowers. And then people, of course, exchange gifts. It's also a time where you get to buy new clothes. Um, and lanterns are kind of lit across the city. So it lights up most of India for like 5 days in these beautiful patterns. And it's a
That's so
symbol to
cool.
welcome and express feelings of great joy for the coming year. But it's also a time where they pray to the goddess Lakshmi for wealth in the home and good luck and abundance in the year ahead. So
Right.
there you
So I
go.
think this year Diwali is on the 14th.
Of November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it
it's
starts.
usually either in October or November. So it can change depending on the year.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. All right. We've talked a bunch about a bunch of different things. We went
We
on some
have.
tangents, guys.
I'm
But
sorry. I'm really not sorry.
I'm not sorry. We learned things. We talked about things. Hopefully you learned things too.
You did.
I
You
know
did.
you did. There will be a quiz. Um,
Wait, wait.
I'm not making a quiz, nor am I grading one. Never
I'm gonna
mind.
say who's gonna grade it? Because if you need me to grade it, it's gonna be all multiple choice. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on like Quizlet and you can
Yes,
do it.
you do it
And
yourself.
then yeah,
You let me know when you get a 95%.
yep. Because that's what I'm putting in the book for everybody.
All right. It's already in there, guys.
Yeah, good job.
I was a much better teacher than this when I was a teacher.
I'm
Sorry.
glad. Like
I
for
used to give a crap.
with teaching, either you got it or you don't. And I know I don't. So that's why I won't ever be a teacher.
I mean, I had it, and then I realized I'm doing a lot for a bunch of kids that don't give a shit about me. So I'm gonna be gone.
Oh,
Some of them did give a shit about me. And
nothing cared about you.
some of them didn't. And it's okay.
That's okay. So I've been thinking
Oh
that
no,
that's not what you're supposed to say.
my bad.
If I say, Drea, I'm afraid I've been thinking, you should say,
Oh no,
no.
shit.
If I say, Drea, I'm afraid I've been thinking, you should say a dangerous pastime, and then I can say, I know. Like
Oh
Beauty and the Beast.
no, I'm not doing it.
Like,
I'm not doing
okay, fine,
it.
fine, fine. So anyway, I've been thinking, like so far we've been starting these and we do a lot of complaining sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
I feel like it would be great, and this is my counselor
Also,
hat
it got
coming
dark
out.
halfway through this, real bad.
What?
I said it got dark really badly
It
halfway.
did. It got really dark. So I think we could end on a good note, like sometimes. What do you think? Don't don't don't
Okay.
don't.
Okay. No, I'm here for it.
Your
Whatever.
face was like, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this, but that's just because I'm averse to new things. But let's go.
Oh my, all this shit is new, Drea.
Don't tell me what to do. It's fine.
Oh,
All right. What are we doing?
Oh my God, this is not a dictatorship.
It's fine. We're gonna try it. Who knows? If I hate it later, then we're never gonna try this again.
Okay. So no, just something, give me something good, like that's
Tell
happening.
me something good.
Good. Mm-mm. That's my favorite song by her. That is my favorite song by her.
I can't remember who it's by.
Shaka Khan. It is.
You're right. Okay.
And that song is all about I got the good good.
Yeah. All right. We
Yes.
do not own the rights to that song.
No, we don't. No, we
Not
just
at
really
all.
like it. Shaka, you're great. Thank you
Absolutely.
for being you.
Okay. So something good. Um, I am making a conscious effort to rest more, not just not just like depression rest, like when you can't get out of bed because you're
That's
so
not
sad.
rest.
It's not rest. I am making a conscious effort to like listen to my body and actively not overexert myself. I tend to get really, really into something for a while, almost to my detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And so tonight and tomorrow are my active days of rest where I am purposefully not going to sign up for anything other than to take some stock of myself. Also, I have a new niece and she's freaking adorable and she's apparently really sweet and calm because she can sleep through anything. I mean, when you have four siblings and two parents and a nana that's there right now and you're just asleep in the middle of it, I was like, I'm going to like this kid. I'm going to
You
like it.
decided to like that kid already.
I think I'm going to like it. I think I'm going to like it. I mean,
Not it.
ranking whatever. Ranking wise, she is solidly still in 10th place. But
She's still in 10th place. And why are we ranking them?
I mean, I rank all my nieces and nephews. They all get ranks.
That's not
Right
great.
now, number one is Bear.
That's not great.
He's killing it. He
That's
turned 6. He learned all the words to You'll Be Back from Hamilton and sang it for us.
Are you serious?
Yes, he's into it.
That's great. I'm not ranking your nieces and nephews, but that's great.
He is number one right now, with a close second being Kingston, because he sent us a video of him baying at the moon like a wolf.
Ah,
I fucking love it. It's adorable.
it's so interesting.
It's adorable. Anyway, but yeah, I have a feeling like give her a few months, she's gonna tick up.
Well, all right then. We're not gonna like investigate why it's not okay to rank your family members.
It's fine. It builds character. What's your positive? What's your
Oh my lord. Um, shit. This was my
You
idea.
created this idea. How do you not have a good thing?
I'm thinking, okay? I'm thinking. Um, I made a decision and
Ooh,
yeah, and I'm gonna need your help to keep me honest. So I don't know, either this will be really good or it'll be an epic fail, but I made the
probably both.
decision to like monitor my negative self-talk.
Oh,
And so I realized that I am like the most critical of myself.
Okay.
Like, I can give everybody else grace and benefit of the doubt and all that stuff, and then I'm just
I
like,
feel like we spoke on this a little this week.
yeah, and like it was that conversation that made me realize, like, nah, you be mean to yourself low key.
You deserve grace too.
Yeah. So I've decided that I'm gonna try to be more aware of that and like stop it when I can.
I like
But
that for you.
thank you. You said for me because I'm not doing that. I heard.
No, I mean, I already give myself grace, probably too much. Not even a lie. I probably definitely give myself too much grace, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think for me though, like the negative self talk is just so ingrained. Like
Mm.
it's just like a part of me. And so I don't even notice that I'm doing it. And so much so that my little sister, like maybe a year or so ago, she started like slapping my forehead whenever I would call myself the F word. Like seriously. And I don't do it as often. Like I don't call myself fat
Oh,
nearly as often.
I was
Oh,
like,
you
thank
were trying to figure out the
God
F
that could
word.
happen.
You were trying to figure out the F word.
I was genuinely thinking about it.
Like fiery?
I was like,
Why would you call
friend,
yourself
fishy, for frittata. I was just thinking of F word. I was like, fucker? Is it fucker?
you
Like,
even you were barely even you were thinking of names, like nouns, not adjectives. Like
I didn't know what that was. I was genuinely not even on the same page, but now I
no,
am.
you're like fuchsia? You can't
Yeah,
call yourself fuchsia?
what's wrong with that?
Like, felonious. She doesn't want you saying
She
felonious.
wasn't saying facetious. Is that what we're talking about? No? Oh, okay. Well, I'm
This
glad she's doing that. You shouldn't be calling yourself those things.
right. So like that's the thing that I've decided I'm gonna try to ride out 2020 with. I don't really do New Year's resolutions because usually I fucking forget.
Absolutely. So do I.
Right. So that's my thing. Like I'm for the rest of 2020, I'm just gonna try to be more aware of how I talk to myself.
Mm, okay.
Because what
I
you
like
feed
that.
grows, you know?
What you feed grows for sure.
Yeah.
And we don't want that growing.
No,
You're
no.
better than that.
Thank you. I think you're better than that too.
Well, that might not be so true, but
You
I'm
are.
going to think it.
You are. And listeners, all like 7 of y'all are better of it too. Y'all better than that.
I don't know you people. You might not be.
I
I'm
have
not
been,
helpful. I am so
you are
sorry.
not. You're the like you're like the anti-therapist.
Do you know what though? When I was doing therapy, as in administering therapy,
Like, yeah, like when I was mainlining therapy,
no,
read it like a drug.
I was doing it. No, I was the therapist. It was real bad because unconditional positive regard is one of the hardest things for me to get over. Like
You got some conditions.
I have conditions. My love is conditional.
It says, okay, I'll be your therapist, but I got some terms and conditions.
There are terms and conditions. That was a hard thing for me to be like, it's okay. Once I got past it, I was really good at it. But now that I don't have to anymore, I ignore it all the time. But, we're going to try and do better for you, listeners. Maybe you guys are great humans and maybe you do deserve better.
My Lord. Yes, yes, everyone deserves better.
Yes.
Sometimes the better is like better knowledge or better
Yeah.
consequences,
Yes.
but
Yes.
everyone deserves better.
Right. And much like Michelle is going to do, give yourself some grace. It is hard to be a human in
It,
2020.
it is. I'd like to try being a caterpillar, please.
I want to be a cat. Cats get to do whatever the fuck they want to. Cats get to be as mean as they want, and
And
humans
and
still be
people
like,
still love
"I
them.
love this cat."
Like, cats can, like, try to scratch your eyeballs out. You're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have rubbed you that way." Well,
Exactly.
cats have people apologizing for their own trauma, like, I'm sorry that I made you angry."
Give yourself grace. You're not a cat. You're a human.
Yeah, much harder,
Much
much harder.
harder. All right, guys. We'll see you next time around.
We will. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.
Mm-mm.